What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday night. Well, I hope it's happy for you uh, in life with something else other than this Nick game. Uh, we this is I don't even know how to feel, guys. I mean, listen, this has been a very interesting week for the New York Knicks. We started off the week with 2 victories. We had a 9-game win streak. We were hyped going into OKC. Like, let's do it. It's a nice little test. Then things didn't work out the way we envisioned, but it was a good matchup. Then we play the Bulls. You know what happened there. We're gonna talk about that too. Okay, things happen, but now we go into Orlando. I mean, we're playing Orlando in Madison Square Garden because we've had some road games. Now we're getting some home cooking, and we're facing the Orlando Magic with no Suggs, no Banchero. The Wagner boys are not playing, and we are losing. Ah, oh boy, tonight is going to be a good show. It's an interesting show, but it's a lot to unpack, guys. Listen, Saturday is know the ledge because I talk y'all off the ledge, but this time John and myself are going to figure out if we need our own therapy because what the hell is happening to our New York Knicks? I don't know. We're going to get into it. Thank you guys for subscribing and showing love to the show. Please hit that like button and keep supporting. And don't forget to vote. Vote for our Knicks in the All-Star game. I know tonight it doesn't look like they deserve it, but vote for our Knicks in the All-Star game. All right, let's go. We're going to talk about it now.
Say go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, it's the same dream. New Knicks City unis, boy, they stay clean. I just caught mine off the Fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air, we back at it.
What is going on? We are back, baby. You said pew, 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 pew. Now, you know what? That's indicative of how this game is going tonight, folks. It's okay. It fits. Now we on time. We on time with our no sound effects. The Knicks don't deserve sound effects tonight. So far, what I watched, I cannot believe okay, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well out there. Shout out to you all. What's up, my brother John? My brother Jose's in the background holding us down. We back, baby. Let's go. Pew, 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 pew.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back trying to talk Knicks. We maybe have to, I don't know. I mean, we got 5 minutes to show out because right now we losing 88 to 82. A couple of, turnovers or stops that I would say that. Yeah, we just got a couple of stops. But we've been playing poor basketball, man. Just like horrid basketball, especially on the defensive side of the ball. It's just like lackadaisical, man. Very late to everything. Late to your rotation. Just very very like unnecessary fouling and misplaying. Just on the offensive end, no one could knock them down. Like just playing horrid, man. Horrid. It's been crazy.
It's bad, man. It's bad. This don't make no sense.
It looks like, Chicago took all of that, all our energy, it's like Chicago games. It's like, it's crazy. That's how we feel. That's how we feel.
Yeah, man. The Monstars, man, they took our energy. We lost our mojo. What happened? I mean, listen, they're making their last ditch effort right now. So we'll see.
Yeah. We got to get this window, man. Like you just stated earlier, there's 4 out of the 5 starters are not playing today. As a matter of fact, no, all of them, right? Well, one of the Wagner brothers is not a starter, right? He's
yeah. Mo comes off the bench, but yes, I mean right. It's all ridiculous. It's all crazy. This makes no sense whatsoever, folks.
It's wild. At least six players within their rotation is out, and however, we don't have Cat today. but and Deuce, but we should not be down like this.
100%. It doesn't matter. We don't have Cat. We don't have Deuce. We still have enough that we should be beating whoever the hell they throw out there. This is crazy.
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
How was your holiday season, by the way? I know we haven't spoken.
Yeah, we have. That's right.
away.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Yeah. It was pretty good. I mean, it is what it is. Can't complain. I mean, family, we basically just stood home and just relaxed. I was on vacation for that whole holiday period, so it was good to just have a break. Yeah, I just chilled out and relaxed, man. I didn't do much. I just tried to, have some peace of mind. How about you and yours?
Yeah, I did the same, man. I didn't have to travel for the holidays, which was great. Kind of a change for us because usually on Christmas Eve we travel and go to see family, but this year we kept everyone kept to themselves and kept it really light. Everyone stood home, so the wife and I and the kids, we all were pajamaed up, matching pajamas, chilling in the crib, watching Christmas movies and just chilling. So yeah, it was a nice time.
Nice.
I wouldn't mind doing that again. Having to
that's
get
what
up
it's
and
about,
go
man.
Yeah,
that is what it's about. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we all need a little of that. So let's see. I mean, what's going on? Is this the challenge or something?
Yeah. Knicks won the challenge. Knicks got the ball right now. I think I'm maybe a little ahead of you. It's 5 minutes remaining. We are down 88-82. And let's see if we could do something with this. OG going down in the block, looking for. He's off today, man.
He has been,
but he's also fading away from the contact, which I don't understand why he's doing that.
It's like when you need your guys the most, they've been having problems in that regard. They definitely have been struggling in that regard to step up and get the production from guys. So far in this we're not even in mid-season mark yet. So I don't know. Yes.
And Caldwell
Shamit's been playing a lot, huh?
He's getting minutes in. I mean, from last game he had 26, right, with the Bulls, about 26 minutes, and today he's putting up some minutes. I mean, it's needed. We need some scoring, but he ain't getting.
I don't know if he's been scoring though. Has he been shooting okay? Because I thought he might have been struggling.
I don't know. How many shots did he put up today?
Let's see.
But
Shamit is 0 of 3. He's only taken. He's played 18 minutes. He's only taken 3 shots.
Yeah, it's part
but
of the problem.
He's missed all 3.
Part of the problem is that he's not getting enough shots. So they're not finding him where he needs to. Get. I mean, to get him hot.
I gotta tell you, like, if you look at the little things mean a lot. And when you're struggling to get bench production and you have one of your most prolific scorers out of the game, you need your starters to step up. And when you're getting 8 points from OG and he's playing 31 minutes, that's a lot of time out there to have minimal production when you really need some other people to step up. So that's tough.
Right.
That's tough.
And this is our 4th time playing against Orlando, right? And so we're starting to see the Orlando team. Some of these players are getting really, really comfortable playing our team. Anthony Black being one of them. Jonathan Isaac's looking really comfortable. And now you got Caldwell Pope, who struggled in the last 3 games that we played against them and is now actually playing well today.
Right. And the other thing too is, like, Josh Hart is played 37 minutes. He's got 13 points and 13 rebounds. He's always going to give effort. He's shooting 4 of 8 from the field. He's playing pretty well. But it's like, do you expect Josh Hart to have more points than OG Anunoby? I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. Just saying.
It's a weird
Ah,
dynamic today.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I know you might be a little ahead of me, but on my screen, it's 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Orlando's at the free throw line. It's 91-84. Man, this is it, man. This is the Knicks run. They don't do something here, it's over. They still got a shot though, but they got to get some stops
Definitely
and they
do.
got to score some buckets. This is terrible.
Oh
I can't
man.
even believe we're talking like this, man.
And it's just
Orlando
silly
Magic with
plays,
no
man.
one.
It's silly turnovers,
Oh
man.
my god. Oh yeah. Now I see what you mean when you say silly plays. But you know what? Keep in mind that play just happened that Mikal Bridges lost the ball on that with, I guess he got contact, but they don't call that a foul. But he's played 39 minutes.
Yeah, look at this next
Ooh.
one. You're gonna love that one.
Oh no. What are we doing? Yeah,
See what I'm
like
saying?
so I mean, this is the type of stuff that you can't have happen in the fourth quarter when you're trying to get close to getting back in the game. You got to be smart with the basketball.
Yeah. But like I said, they're giving confidence
Oh.
to players like Wendell Carter and Jonathan Isaac, and it's like, you know, Cole Anthony got it going a little bit today. Caldwell Pope, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you're giving these guys a little bit more confident, and then when their stars get back, it's just going to get that much more difficult to play against this team because they're already a tough team. You know what I mean? So
See, when I see stuff like this, unfortunately, uh, you look at the players immediately, offset. Like the players just are not, they're not bringing it. They're not, they're out there, they're playing a lot of minutes, but the energy is not there. The lack of, it's like a lack of focus, as you can see. The Knicks have 11 turnovers, which that's not a super high number, but it's not what they do all the time. But I think the thing that I actually said this to John off air is in a game like this, you would like your coach to play some bench guys, right? This is one of those where you lack energy and you need a spark from somewhere. And sometimes, even if guys aren't ready for the stage, just them going out there and having energy and getting things going, get a couple baskets, get their confidence going, it just fuels the team. You start to play better. And then the starters come back in the game, and now they got some momentum that they can feed off of. Or you do
yeah,
a la Popovich or a la Tibbs back in the day, where you take the whole starting unit out and bench them. Teach them a lesson. Like, you guys ain't coming with it. Somebody else is going to play in your place for the moment. That's what I think
yeah.
they needed tonight, man. This is horrible, terrible.
But it's also you start to see the body language, right? And when
Mm.
body language is everything. Guys aren't upbeat, especially to start out the game. You're sort of going through the motions, and then you start to fall behind, and it's like, well, man, you need to, as a coach, you need to figure it out. You know what I mean? That's their job. So, we lose tonight, man. It's definitely on Tibbs, at least, and then on the players too, because the players got to go out there and
Yeah,
prove,
yeah. I would
and
say this is
show
this
up.
is an
You know
equal
what I mean?
yoke
But
right now tonight. This is
yeah,
not just Tibbs. This is
definitely
the
is.
players too. The players got a
Right.
lot to do with this one, but also Tibbs for not making the adjustment, not saying, "Listen, I know my players. They'll be my players all year. Something's not right. They ain't got it. I need to
Right.
play these young pups off the bench. At least we might have a chance to win." This ain't.
Right.
This is bad, bro. And they're gonna lose this game because they're down too much. There's not enough time. The momentum is shifted. These guys are dancing and prancing. They're happy out there. Yeah, this is bad.
Mhm.
And what really stinks is because uh, I don't like when we lose to a team like Orlando, but to lose to them when they ain't got nobody out there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's crazy.
this has got to be. I hope this fuels the Knicks like that loss that Boston had to us not last year. Was it last year or 2 years ago? When
Yeah.
RJ hit the shot to win the game and they were pissed off and they used that game to take care of their issues and rebound in the season. That's what the Knicks need. They need to use this loss as a wake up call. Like, come on, man, get it together.
Right. Yeah, it's a weird dynamic right now, because right now it's looking like there's a lot more talent out there than what we have on the court. So, and it's an embarrassing loss to exactly what David Smith had just posted just now. To me, this is a loss that you're gonna go back and you should be upset about. But this is the thing: do we have, outside of Hart, do we have a team that are gonna hold each other accountable to that extent, where they're gonna be upset to the point where they have that team meeting? Do we have that anymore? I'm not sure.
I don't know, bro. I know this is terrible, though. I know this is definitely this is one of those losses. This is an overreaction loss right here. Like, this is when you start to say, man, what type of team we got going on here? But you can't say that.
Right.
I mean, we played very well, and these same players out here have cooked other teams. It's just a bad game and bad play. I mean, we're missing free throws.
And that's been
I don't know what's going on with
heel of
OG.
ours as well recently. Like, free throw shooting has been horrid. It's like, what's going on with our free throw shooting? And
Yeah,
we're supposed to
tonight
be top in
actually
the
hasn't.
league.
Tonight's not that bad. We're 80%, so
Right.
16 of 20. But for the most part,
But
you're
we
right.
can
All
punch
these other
with
games,
against OKC,
yeah,
against the Bulls.
yep,
Especially
You're right.
us giving up. How many points we gave up against the Bulls? That was
134, 139. I don't know. It was something crazy.
No, I think it was more. It was like 160, something like that. It was nuts.
What? No, we didn't give up
Yeah,
that
it
much.
was wild, babe. It was wild. I know. I looked up. I was like, "Damn, how much?" I was like,
they beat
"Jeez."
us 139, 126.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It seemed like a lot. That is the
mean,
most points we've given up all year,
it's
though.
wild, bro. When I seen that, I was like, "That's crazy." But yeah, man. I mean, should we talk about it? I know this game is almost out of reach. We might as well. We might as well just play some highlights and start going in the box. Because right now, look, we're down what? What we're down is 98-87 right now. 126 remaining in the game. So I mean, it's three possession game right now. Cole Anthony on the line, 10-point game right now. Oh, actually 11. Actually, I read that wrong. 99-87 now.
Oh, okay. So we about to make moves then right now then.
Yeah, no, it's definitely no calls are going out, and there's no calls, nothing. Yeah, look, it's just not.
Oh boy. Okay. Well,
yeah. Let's go right into it, man. I don't see I see a miracle win in this way. This is not it.
Yeah, you might be right on this. Oh, Brunson with the move and no foul call. Yeah, he basically forcing the issue. All right. Okay. All right. That kind of says it all. I mean, Jesus Christ.
This is definitely one of those games.
All right, guys. So yeah, this is like I said in the opening. This has been an interesting week. You guys already know about the wins that we had that took place earlier. We won. We beat the Washington Wizards, even though that game was kind of touch and go for a little bit, but we wound up beating them. And then we played the Utah Jazz. We got a victory there to help get our streak to 9. But then we had the big game that a lot of us were excited for. And the good thing about it is that game had a lot of intrigue because we went in on a 9-game win streak. They went in at the time on a 13-game win streak. You got the New York Knicks facing the Oklahoma City Thunder with Isaiah Hartenstein over there. So, you knew there was going to be energy in that game because it's two good teams facing each other on streaks, and you got a former player who the Knicks hold in high regard. So, and they're good friends. So it was a really, really good matchup to see, and it didn't disappoint. But yeah, it wound up happening that the OKC beat the New York Knicks 117 to 107. In a game in which, so I don't know how you felt about this, John, but like when I look at the Knicks Achilles heel, a lot of times it's teams that are young, athletic, and play defense.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
this situation, we go up against OKC. And, the only thing that I always wanted to see is how they were going to come out the gate. Were they going to match their energy? And I felt like they matched their energy in the first half. They played, they stood
Yeah.
right with them. They withstood the blows. And then in the second quarter, they even got out to a 12-point lead. So I thought that was surprising.
Right.
I was feeling real good about it. And
Yeah.
then we get into the second half and, things start to change a little bit. But
What's crazy is
what
that
were your
we
thoughts
were.
about it?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is that they couldn't hold the lead in the third quarter. Like little by little, OKC started to like chip away at the lead. And then by the third quarter, I think they had it down to like 3 or 4, something like that. Um, and then going into the fourth, all the momentum was in their favor. And then they started knocking down the threes. I mean, we kept it close, and we had the lead closing. In the closing minutes of the game, like we had, I think within like 2 minutes of the game, we were up, or maybe a little bit more than that. But then we started losing the lead. Once we lost the lead, it was no gaining that momentum back. Man, they started knocking down threes. We were sloppy in the rotations. We were, losing guys, and you know what's the gentleman who knocked down the threes? I forget the kid's name. Who knocked
Kobe
them
White.
down back to? No, I'm talking about OKC.
Oh,
OKC
I'm
game.
sorry, my bad. I'm like, what am I
Yeah,
thinking?
that was
Oh, OKC was
uh,
Andrew Wiggins, right?
Wiggins. There you
No,
go.
his name is
Yep,
not
it was
Andrew.
Wiggins.
It's
No,
Wiggins, but it's not
it's
Andrew.
Wiggins though. Right. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's not Andrew.
Eh,
I'm tripping.
It's the other
What's
Wiggins.
his
Yeah,
first
it's the
name?
other Wiggins. But
What is his first name? I'm gonna find out for you. Don't you worry about it, buddy.
but again, it came down to
Uh,
just like inconsistent play offensively down the stretch. We couldn't.
Aaron Wiggins.
Uh, Aaron Wiggins, got
Aaron
cooking.
Wiggins. Yes.
But also we weren't clicking, we weren't down the stretch, we weren't hitting any shots, we weren't, really strong on the offensive side of things as well. But again, it all comes down to defense, poor defense, and not being able to get stops when it mattered. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely a tough one. But I did feel encouraged about the game. I felt good about what I saw from them. I felt like they came to play. I felt like for the most part they played good basketball. I just feel like it came down to like kind of what you said, execution in the fourth quarter. I also think the game plan. I don't know what the game plan was, but I think we should have went to Cat and fed him the
A
ball
lot more. Big time.
a lot more in that game. And I just think that overall, the Knicks just played their guys, their starters, a little bit more than they should have. I think when you look at the fact that, we talked about this on Saturday's show, Knicks played 8 guys, and basically 2 of them played 13 minutes or less. So a lot of these guys played 39, 40 minutes, 40 plus, and OKC switched out 10 different guys, and they just looked
Yeah.
fresher. They looked like they had more energy, and it showed in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they play like 9 guys to our 8. I
No,
think
they
that's
played
really how
10.
it went down. Did they play
No,
10?
they
What,
played
1
10.
minute?
Hmm.
They fought. How much?
No,
What
no,
was the guy who played the least amount of minutes? What
the
was the
least
least amount
amount
of
on
minutes
that.
played on that
Jalen
game
Williams, the one that just came back. He's just got back after 5 games. I mean, he's only played
when
five
he
games for
played
them. He played 8 minutes,
8 minutes? Okay, not bad.
and in those 8 minutes, you saw him hit those threes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's like
I mean, there's a
a
lot to
guy
be
who
said
just
about.
got back.
Yeah, but also like the first half, we were exploiting mismatches, right? We were doing our best to exploit mismatches, and we went away from that in the third quarter. The third quarter, we weren't
Right.
going to Cat. He had the mismatch most of the time, and you know, yeah, it's just unfortunate, man. It's just that was an unfortunate loss. I would just say to that loss, I just think, OKC is just a better team than we are right now. So us playing it close into the fourth, you know, um, I thought it was a valiant effort. However, you know, did I expect them to win? I could have went either way on that one because, like I said, OKC is a solid team, but there were no excuses for the Chicago Bulls loss. None. No excuses
Mm,
for the Chicago Bulls loss.
well, uh,
They're under
I
500,
don't.
right? Aren't they under 500? Where are they
Yeah, but
now in
they're
the standings?
16. They're
Chicago.
16 and 19.
Yeah, I
They're
don't know.
16. They're 16 and 19. So they're not. A lot of people look at that team and think they
They're
were
not
like
bad.
horrible, like they didn't even
Right,
have 10 wins. But you got to understand, they had guys on that team that have been hurt. They haven't been healthy.
right.
I mean, Lonzo Ball is back. Guys are back, and they've won 6 out of their last 10. So,
Okay.
they're playing better basketball. So it's the thing, like the
Right,
Knicks caught them. First off, we've lost to them before. So, and then we caught them again, and they're a little better now. And we caught
right.
them, unfortunately, one of the worst nights that happens to the Knicks. It happened when we played Boston. It happened when we played them. I think it happened
Right.
with another team we played earlier in the season when somebody is on fire. Like it's ridiculous. And it's the same guy because Kobe White be lighting us up. I don't know what it
Yeah, yeah,
is, bro.
yeah.
I don't know
No, I
what
mean
it is.
he definitely gets up against us because he understands his mismatch, right? He understands that he can go at Brown anytime he needs to. Um, but also we didn't really have an answer for him, you know what I mean? The entire game. And then when Levine gets going as well from out there, it's even more difficult to defend because now the spacing is all there. You know what I mean? But I will say this for that day. Kudos to Chicago for their tribute to you know
To
to
Derrick
Rose.
Rose, yeah,
It was
that was
it was
pretty
pretty
dope.
dope. They did a great job with that. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was fantastic, and it was actually a really good. You can't kind of make that up to have a tribute. The Bulls versus the Knicks, where Derrick Rose was basically beloved by both teams and has a lot of mutual respect there. So I thought that
right,
was great timing. They did a fantastic tribute for him. It was a really long tribute. It was one of the longer tributes I've seen,
right.
but I think it was dope. Yeah, I think it was dope.
And so
And
we were leading at the break too. So and you can't really blame it on the long break either. Coming out in the third quarter
no, no,
being
no.
as flat as we were is crazy.
I mean, I just think like it starts with the Knicks' effort. It starts with their defense. But if they don't lock down and set the standard by their style of defense early and they let these guys get going, then it becomes deflating, right? Then a team can just blow you out if they're cooking. And they were cooking. Zach Levine was getting whatever he wanted, and he was hot. And Kobe White it was like a flamethrower. And once those shots starts to fall in, and then the Knicks are like, okay, I mean, come on, no more of this. When they do the no more of this, and then they go try to stop Kobe White, and he's still bombing threes on them, that's when you get
Yeah.
deflated, and then now you're cooked.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it has to start. It definitely starts from the beginning. Your effort, your intensity, your defensive principles to make the statement of how we're going to play this game and what we're going to allow to happen. It starts early. So it's on the Knicks. But like once you get past a certain point, it's the point of no return.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as you can see, White White had his trigger going. He was locked in. Yeah, and then everybody sort of contribute after that. It's
Right.
really it's interesting that this year, out of all years, the Knicks have I found trouble. Again, we've talked about it before with athletic teams, fast teams that have depth that with a group of players that are athletic, but also find it difficult for them to be down in the fourth quarter and having to work their way back. You know what I mean? They play better when they have the lead in the fourth. But again, they had the lead against OKC because I can't even say that. So it's a weird thing, man. It's just tired legs. Is it tired legs? Is it is it that the Knicks do not have enough depth in on this team? Um, is Tibbs the reason for us not seeing the young players get an opportunity to show if they can actually show improve? There's a lot of questions there. You know what I mean? And I don't really know the answer to that. I'm kind of stuck in a conundrum myself because you start to notice poor defense, sloppy rotations, and then you have to wonder. Like, are we, you know, running the starters a little too long, and are we not um, allowing to allowing to see young talent? Even if it's to play them for 8 minutes to see if they're able to provide something other than what we're seeing on the court. Because to be honest with you, Ron, like for me, I'm as a coach, I don't need Sims to be on that court. Sims is not giving me enough on the defensive side. Like he gave me 10 rebounds today and 4 points, but it's not giving me enough of anything else. And you're not a rim protector. So, at this
And I
point,
don't
why are you
think
there?
I thought they said Huck Porty was available for this game. I don't think Huck Porty played, did he?
No, I don't think he played either.
Nope. He didn't play.
Right. Jericho Sims played 29 minutes. 29, 28. That's a lot of minutes for someone who ain't giving you any productivity on the defensive side. The only thing he did give you, I mean, I'll say this, the rebounding side he gave us. He gave us 8
So
defensive rebounds and 2 offensive, but
to me,
nothing else.
this is I
One
mean,
foul.
this
One
is
foul. You got 5 to give. You give him 1 foul.
this is this is crazy, bro. This is almost, I mean, not for nothing, this is almost laughable. Like even look, and I know that we go back and forth. There's people in Tibbs's corner in regards to this, and I am not, like I said, I still think Tibbs is a good coach. I think he
Yeah.
can lead this team to the place where we want to go. At least for right now. So far, he hasn't shown me he can't. But this minute stuff is really kind of ridiculous. At a certain point, you got to say to yourself, I don't care
Yeah.
who you're a fan of, you got to say, why are we continuing to do this? I understood it in the beginning. I understood, trying to get team chemistry, trying to get guys together, allowing guys to play more so that not only they can play with the starters, but like you can get different scenarios where Cat plays with a different bench unit or Macau plays with, figuring out who's going to be a playmaker, how you can use guys. But we're
Right.
past that point. Like we're 40, almost 40 games with 30 something, almost 40 games into the season. Right? Am I not mistaken? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I mean, to be honest
it's
with
a
you, for
certain
today's
point.
game,
You know what I mean?
for today's game, I wouldn't have mind to see 10 minutes from Huck Porty or 10 minutes for you know, who was available? Was Dadier available today? Was he? Oh, well, I'm not even sure if he was
I
available
don't
today,
know if
but
Dadier was available because he's the one guy that's kind of like been G Leagued out. Like I don't
right,
know,
right,
maybe it's because of whatever reason. I don't know, but no. But Huck Porty was available, Kolick was available,
right.
and that's pretty much it. Because you got Matt Ryan and
I
Jacob Toppin, but they don't play.
To be honest, yeah, I'm not playing Jacob Toppin and I'm not playing, Matt Ryan. But
Right,
at the very least, Huck Porty. You know what I mean? Like at the very least, I would have been okay with seeing him on the court today against Jonathan Isaac and Stewart. Like, like I don't know why he wouldn't have played at least 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like there's no real reason.
right,
Wendell Carter Jr., played 21 minutes, So like I would have been okay to giving someone a rest, giving a breather to Macau, giving a breather to Hart and having them fresh in the fourth quarter. Like it would have been okay
right,
to pull from their minutes and give Hawk Porty at least 10 to 12 minutes, if not even 15 minutes. You know what I mean? See what he can provide you. Because Sims was not it.
right,
Defensively, he had nothing.
right. Yeah.
You know?
No, listen, I agree with you 100%. I don't understand it. Right now, as I said earlier, I just think that there's at a certain point you just have to say, I'm not going to give these games away, but I got to do something a little different to just change the energy around here, energy in the locker room. Because remember, what happens in these type of situations is if the starters are struggling, they're playing a lot of minutes, they're tired, and they're not getting the results, and they're getting embarrassed by the teams, they're going to start feeling a certain way, right? And then you got the bench guys who already feel a certain way because they're not playing. So then all of a sudden your whole locker room starts to change, and everybody's negative, and they're feeling a little, and they're starting to look at the coach sideways. You know what I mean? Like, you avoid that by saying, okay, I've been playing my starters a lot of minutes. They don't got it. Jalen Brunson is playing hurt. And why not play some of these other guys? The whole thing, the knock on Tyler Kolek, for example, is, oh, he doesn't play good defense. We just played the Bulls and gave up 139 points. Tonight, we gave up 103 points to Tristan Da Silva, Caleb Houston, Goga Bitadze, Cole Anthony, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Anthony Black, Jonathan Isaac, and Wendell Carter Jr. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, come on, man. You can't, like, I don't want to hear that. Not right now.
But, you know, the biggest thing for me, and I understand not playing Kolek in a game like this because you're undersized already. And then you put in Kolek, you're even more undersized, right? So for me, the right approach would have been playing some size. You know, he may not be polished, but you know what? What he can give you on the defensive side is a rim protect, some rim protection. You know what I mean? And maybe you never know. You could have probably received some sort of spark to ignite the Knicks offense. You know what I mean? And that's really what we were looking for. You know, we played Precious alongside Sims a lot today, and it didn't look good. It didn't look good. We were out rebounded, you know, in the paint, second chance points, all of it. You know what I mean? And then on the offensive side, they weren't giving us anything. Precious was getting blocked, you know. At moments of the game, he didn't really know what he wanted to do with the rock. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's.
But even that, John, and you know, normally I'm in agreement with the fact that the size is an issue when we go up against the Orlando Magic, but we're going up against the depleted Orlando Magic. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason we should be able to play everybody on our roster and still beat them. We could be able to. We only have 14 guys. We should be able to put the 14th guy in there and still beat Orlando. This is the problem that I'm having.
Our 14 guy is not that good. Like, let's be honest.
I know. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, we got enough guys that we should have more talent to beat them than what we displayed tonight.
This also goes to question, like, what's the thought around having Matt Ryan on this squad when we got somebody in the G League who could actually provide you more? You know what I mean?
We got a caller. Caller, you are on live with SKF
Hello?
Weekly. Your name and where you're from.
It's me, Ron. It's Matt.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
I'm just going to get this off my chest, me blunt. This is the reason I want Thibodeau gone. He's nothing more than a 10-man tyrant who runs his front line into a ground, doesn't trust his bench, leaving it to rot. What's the point of these draft picks if he's never going to effing use them?
Yeah, I mean, this is so. The problem is,
I've been saying this now for almost 4 years. We need to send this tyrant to the damn junkyard.
I mean, listen, you're Mets. The only thing I can say to you is you're not wrong. Okay. I mean, I try to say that, you know, maybe the sample size is too small to really judge, but I will say that right now this doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Yeah, because the Knicks are not playing good basketball right now. They look like a tired bunch of guys. They don't have a lot of energy out there, and the energy is affecting their performance.
And that's
I mean,
10-man Tibby doesn't want to use his damn bench step.
We shot 18% from three. 18% from three. Oh my God!
What do we have to do? How long have I had to play this bastard's watchdog?
Yeah. You know, and this is part of the issue, right? Because now we'll play like this. Plays when we look at games like this, it just adds fuel to the fire, right? Folks are already upset about the heavy minutes that are being played. Now, when we start losing the way that we're losing, and players start to look just exhausted out there, especially on the defensive side, they look like they got nothing on defense and they got less on offense. Now it's just adding fuel to the fire because now, to be honest, maybe 5 to 6 games ago, everybody was like, "Oh, the Knicks have turned a corner and we're looking solid and we're doing great." And the minutes are not affecting us to that degree. But Mets, if I'm not wrong, I'm not mistaken, you've been talking about this since the beginning of the season, and now it's starting to show its ugly head.
I've been
like I
speaking
said,
about this for at least 3 years now, John. The heavy minutes for just 9 guys instead of widening the bench, constricting the bench instead of widening it, is going to reach its boiling point sooner or later. I've been saying this for 3 or 4 years now. I am sick of having to play the role of Tin Man Timmy's watchdog, wanting to go to whatever game he's at and never pulling the trigger on it, and yelling, chewing his ass up, and spitting it out with this blatant hypocrisy. We play a pair of foxes into the hen house with Rose and Thibodeau. A combination of a hoarder and a waster. Thibodeau hoards the pieces that are drafted and never uses them, and Rose gets waste by giving away the draft picks like candy.
I mean, listen. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to argue with you right now, Mets. At this very moment, it's hard to argue. I will say that I do think the Knicks are going to be fine. I think this is, the typical Knicks for us. Jekyll and Hyde Knicks, up and down. It's back. I thought we got away from this, but it looks like it's back right now for different reasons, of course. And you are right. And tonight's game, the Knicks. This is another thing that it's baffling to me. Like, as much as I agree, like, there's been conversations and talk about the fact that Tibbs may not have trust in the bench. Maybe our bench is not that solid. It's not that deep. That's fine. That's fair. I get it. But when you're playing a team like Orlando that's this depleted without 3 starters and a very valuable bench player in Mo Wagner, because Mo Wagner was having a great season off the bench. 4 key guys. You're telling me you can't play? We played 8 tonight. We can't play more than 8? Like, what are we doing? I don't understand. And Orlando didn't play a lot of guys themselves, but they played 9.
Right.
I don't know.
And they played 9 because they had to too. Like, it's like
they had to. They're actually missing players.
Had to, and they're missing players, and they had to play 9 in order to be competitive, and obviously it worked in their favor. So,
and Thibodeau, being the selfish ass that he is, can't bother to bring Kutapori, Diadier, or Kolek off the fucking bench.
All right, calm down, Mets. It's a family show.
Don't get us demonetized.
Yeah, man. What you trying to do, baby? We out here. I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to live. Nah, but I hear you, Mets. I hear you, bro. Listen, Mets. As always, bro. Good to hear from you. Thanks for the call. I know the passion. I hear it in you, and I think you're on to something. Whereas now it is a little bit of an issue that has to be addressed. We don't gotta go crazy about it, but I will say that you're right that it's a little concerning right now. It's a little concerning. Thank you, though. Appreciate you, Mets.
The head coach, the stubborn tunnel vision.
Yeah,
you may be right, bro.
Thank
you for the call, though. Appreciate you.
Night.
All right, man.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah. We got another caller.
Oh, we got back-to-backs today. They're hot.
Yeah.
They are hot.
Yeah. Caller, you are on live SKF Weekly. Your name and where you're from?
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. It's your favorite Tom Thibodeau hater. American man.
I knew it was American man. What's going on, bro?
How you guys doing?
Doing all right.
All right.
How you holding up?
Well, we all right.
So, first of all, I ordered League Pass on Saturday, right? Because I said I wanted to see it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered League Pass. I watched the Bulls game, and I was immediately frustrated. I'm like, listen, I can't pay for this. This is ridiculous. and then I watched tonight's game. Now, I'm going to give Tibbs a little bit of credit. He did play some guys. I don't know if he was forced. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but he did do it. So I'll give him a little bit of credit. I made sure to watch things closely. I watched. He had what's the light skinned kid with the braids there? He had him play a lot
Jericho?
of minutes in OG. No, not Jericho, the starter. I can't remember this guy's name. Anyway, yeah, he had him play a lot of minutes in OG. OG played a lot of minutes. He did rest Brunson
You're talking about
in
Hart?
the second quarter. Hart, yes.
Yeah.
He did rest Brunson in the second quarter for a while, which was good. But you could see that he just reverted back immediately. And he just does not want to switch. But I'm proud of you guys for seeing that Tibbs is the problem. That's really why I called in. I just want to welcome you guys over. That's all. I just want to welcome you guys over and say you guys are doing great work. And I think that if we could just get this hard-headed moron to find a rotation of guys to continuously play, things will work out.
Question for you. Do you think his rotation needs to be more than 8, though?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. How deep are you going if you're a head coach?
I mean, he needs, at minimum, he needs to be at 9, right? But again, these guys have to play. You have to play through all the bad ball movement because you have to remember, I've had these guys on ice since the start of the season. And so when you get to 2 games, it looks like it's falling apart. You still have to play through it because I've iced these guys for months now. I have to get them in a rhythm.
Right.
And that's going to include some losses. That is going to include some losses, but you want that now. You don't want that at the end of the season. That's what I said Saturday. You want the losses now.
If you had
That's
the choice, and if you had the choice and you was leading this team as a coach, who's your 9th player? Because we know he plays 8, and we know the 8 that he plays without injury, right? If everyone's fully healthy, we know he's going Deuce. We know Shaman is in the rotation, and we know Campaign is in that rotation. Who's your 9th player off the bench?
I would be playing Kolick to back Brunson up. I've watched Shamit 2 nights now. I keep hearing guys speaking on Shamit. I'm not impressed, but maybe he needs more time, and I'm willing to give him that. But I would be going with Kolick because I think that kid brings a lot of energy off the bench that we need.
Now he's a solid player. He is undersized though. So are you willing to go out there with a bench of Deuce, Cam, and Kolick, or are you also moving away from Cam or Deuce? We're talking about players that are 6'2", 6'3" max.
Well, here's the thing, right? I don't know if we need. I mean, Deuce is good, but I don't know if we need them out there together, right? I think Deuce, we might have to move away from him just because I think. Remember, Deuce is not a spring chicken. He's been here for a few seasons now, and I don't know if Thibodeau has held him back, or he just doesn't have it. But I would sort of move away from him and go with Kolick because I think we've kind of seen, and this is only my opinion, I think we've kind of seen that Deuce is not really working. We see sparks, but he may not be working. And so let's go with something else. And
well,
again,
some would argue that Deuce is having some would say that Deuce is having a breakout season this year. barring the numbers, right? So, I mean, if those numbers speak volume and they sort of speak truth, would you be opposed to moving away from Payne and Shamit and playing Kolek with Deuce, and then finding another um, player to fill in the forward position, like a Dadier or someone with some more length?
I'm okay with moving away from Shamit just because I don't see the hype on Shamit. I guess there's something to him. Everyone's talking about him, and the team went back and picked him up. But I'm okay
Yeah.
with
How
moving
about
away
Payne?
from him. I need to see more from him. I don't want to be unfair and comment, and I have not seen enough. So I would need
Okay.
to see more from him.
Yeah.
I will say that Deuce's play has been a little underwhelming in certain games. However, when you look at his overall body of work, the numbers the amount of time he's playing and the numbers he's putting up, he's right there with his numbers from last year. Like statistically, he's right there, and those were good numbers: 40% from three and whatever 45% from the field. Like he's been solid with his play in that regards. Uh, Payne has been struggling lately. So I don't know what's going on with him. He has been struggling lately the past few games. And Shamit, I think Shamit is getting the time. He's just not getting enough usage, so he's not comfortable yet. As far as shot taking, he's a rhythm guy, and he's just not there yet. But I will tell you, then that's to all Knicks fans out there. Shamit is not somebody that's, he's no game changer, but he plays better than what we've seen. I will tell you that. He's better than this.
But also,
Okay.
to anyone's credit, players in general need to shoot the ball more than 3 times in order to get going,
That's
right?
Yeah.
that's
Like, and
that's
so if
fair.
they aren't taking the bulk of the shots, right? And so that's very hard, especially if you're a 6'2", 6'3" guard. You know what I mean? You don't have that many opportunities because the ball is not in your hands, and so you got to be damn near perfect in order to be a viable option out there as a fourth, fifth option, right? And so I think that's where we're at right now. And so I think Tibbs needs to do a better job in understanding each player's role and making sure that when they come in, the rotation that he's bringing in there is efficient enough to work not only offensively but also defensively. And right now, we've been playing on the sides. We're having Josh Hart play the four constantly, and playing over kind of over the max minutes that he needs to be playing in order to be healthy and just energized in the fourth quarter. And, both him and Macau playing way too many minutes come down the stretch of games.
Yes.
That's just my
Well,
opinion.
Josh Hart playing the four to me is ridiculous. Number one, that's no. There's no way that man should be playing the four. He's a three. The
Mhm.
Right.
four, come on, like this guy's gonna get abused. I mean, he doesn't, and he does well, but he's not a four. And I think
Right.
trying to push him there is pushing it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion, guys. Thank you for taking my
Appreciate the
call.
call.
Appreciate
No
you, bro.
problem. You guys, no problem. You guys have a great night. I'll be watching, and we'll talk again when you guys
All
go
right,
live
man.
again.
Have a
All right.
great
Sounds
night.
good, my brother. Take it easy.
All right. All right. You as well.
All right, bro.
Bye.
Yeah, I think we definitely have to get a little creative with the rotations. Another caller. We
They're
are
hot
popping
today,
tonight,
man.
folks. People got some stuff to say. Caller, you are on live with SKF Weekly. Your name and where you're from.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on, Ron? What's going on, John? Shot?
Sha,
Sha.
what's
What up,
good?
Sha?
Hey, man. Just wanted to chime in, man. I've been hearing everybody talking and stuff like that. This was a depressing loss, but we just may be in a slump right now. I just chalk it up as that. My big takeaway from this game is our bench play, and that's the bottom line. And it's been in the last couple of games against OKC. Their bench scored 40 plus points. Chicago's bench scored over 40 points. This team tonight scored 50 points. and we scored 18 points. We need it's the bench for me, and we didn't. And in recent games, we haven't been having that over 36% from 3-point line. Tonight, what were we? 18, 19%
That's horrible.
percentage.
Yeah,
You know what I
18%.
mean? So 18%. So that's another reason. I think we went 14 or 15 in one. The last 15 shots, we hit one shot, we missed 14 or something like that. So our 3-point shooting is a little off. For me, I heard y'all talking about Payne. He's not, he hasn't been having the best games recently. We're missing Deuce. Shaman's not getting. He's playing better. I mean, the best defense I've seen him play, but he's not getting his shot knocked down. And like you said, John, we have a whole bunch of guys that are 6'2", maybe 6'1", 6'2". So that could be something that could allocate to what we're talking about too. But aside from that, we just had a bad game, man. Our percentages is not where they've been in the month of December. And I mean, and the shining point of tonight is to see Matteo go get out there and control the game a little bit, take over the game when we needed him to. And even he didn't have a good. I think he was 1 of 6, 1 of 7 3-point shots tonight. His 3-point shot wasn't down tonight. So for me, I don't chalk it up on Tibbs because Tibbs is not on the court shooting the shots. He's not the one out there passing the basketball. And Orlando played a good game against us because we're now seeing the Knicks with the assists. We didn't even have. I think we had 20 assists tonight. So that's another thing that we wasn't getting the ball. We was passing the ball, but we just wasn't making shots. So all of that stuff in a nutshell, I think, is why we ended up the way we were. And just chalk it up as a loss. On to the next.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating, but we team is better than what it looks like. I mean, this is crazy. So to me, it's got to be something else going on.
Here's the thing, also, like when we look back at the Bulls game, right? When you think of the bulk of the shots were taken by Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, right? Karl Anthony Towns ended with like 40 something points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty decent from the field. Well, I don't know what was his percentage from the field. Maybe like 50 something percent, right? I think
he shot 58% from the field. He was at 42% from three.
So he's cooking, right? And Brunson on his end was also cooking. No one else outside of Bridges was getting any touches, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think OG Anunoby shot 5 for 12.
Yep.
Josh Hart 0 for 4, 0 for 5. Josh Hart,
Mm-hmm.
like you know what I mean. Like when you're not in a groove, we've seen this team play really good basketball when they played good team-oriented basketball, when they are passing the ball and everyone's cutting to the basket and sharing the ball. When we're focused on Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson taking the bulk of the shots, we're reverting back to the days when we had Randall and Brunson dictating what happens with the pace of the game. And I don't think we could play that way, not with this team. We need everyone involved. Mm-hmm. And then if you limit the minutes and keep them fresh going into the fourth quarter, that is even much better than not limiting the minutes that these guys are playing in the fourth quarter and third quarter to end periods, right? Like there are moments in the game where you can find 8 to 10 minutes in the third quarter in order to have Josh Hart, Macau, and OG rested enough to be healthy and being, and energized for the fourth quarter. I'm starting to realize that it's not about the amount of minutes they're playing, more so about when they're playing those minutes, how consecutively they're playing those minutes. And, and it's really driving me nuts now more than ever because you're starting to see them play that the entire third quarter when there's no real reason I play them for the entire third quarter.
Yeah. I mean, this is bad. This is bad.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you playing them in the entire first quarter or the second quarter completely? Like, give them breaks within that. If you want them healthy and energized and have their legs under them for their shot in the fourth quarter, coach got to do a better job. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on him, but he's got to do a better job on that rotation. And if it means spelling them minutes and bringing someone in like a Hawk Porty, then you do so. Or and I'm done with Sims. We can't keep seeing him come in. We just can't. He doesn't give us anything on the defensive side. He's not a rim protector, and it's like he's out there just filling up space. And you have him and Precious is not enough. We've seen it today.
Yeah,
But he had a block.
that is true,
He
John.
had a block.
One.
Yeah, I mean,
in 28
and
minutes.
Might have had about he might have had about 6 or 7 rebounds. He was out there rebounding. He got us.
No, he had 10. He was getting rebounds.
His defensive rebound is not the problem. Yeah, it's everything else, though. It's everything else. It's him not being a threat. You know what I mean? He's not a threat offensively, so you can play off of him, right? He's not. So that's something with if you're scheming up a defense against the Knicks and you see Sims out there, guess what? You're trapping. You're trapping off of him. You're not letting Brunson come off the bench. You know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of an easy play. Now, if you have someone who's a threat to to rim run or to knock down a shot, 15 feet or free throw extended, then it extends it makes it harder on the defense. Right now, the energy is not there. And then on the defensive side, you're not scared of him because he's not looking to block their shot. You know what I mean? So these guys 6'10". I think Wendell Carter Jr. had a good night tonight. So did Jonathan Isaac. And they're out there in the block grabbing rebounds, shooting threes. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's not enough, man. Not enough. Not in today's NBA.
Do you guys think that we might? Is it time to start really thinking about trades?
I think they have to, bro. I think they have to.
Who do we have to trade?
That's the thing. That's the scary part. Like, what do you have to trade? Yeah, so you might wind up trading something you don't really want to trade.
Right.
Right.
The only commodity. Go ahead, Sha. I'm sorry.
There was some chatter. I mean, just throwing it out there. Not saying that this is but there's some chambers about Alec Burks out there, and I mean there's some chatter about still making that Nick Richards deal with Precious. You move Sims and you pick up Alec Burks. There's some chatter about bringing these guys up for these 15-day contracts now that the Knicks have them since yesterday or the day before yesterday, 4th or the 5th or something like that, to bring up Kiki or maybe even see not so much Warren. I think he can't come up until sometime in March. But to bring these guys up from the farm system, or the 7-2 guy, the 7-2 guy in the G League.
Bowie, whatever his name.
I can't think of his name. He played with Pacers, I think.
You're talking about? Oh, yeah. Now, I know who you're talking
about. Brown.
It's something Brown.
I know who you're talking about. Guys. There's some chat about him coming up for a 15-day contract or something like that. Do you guys think that it's time to see some difference in the second unit? Because right now, to me, the second unit is really struggling. And I mean, they're not helping us keep ourselves in games and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not giving up on them. And plus, we didn't have Deuce this game, but Deuce, could have
Moses Brown.
Maybe got Moses Brown. Yeah. There we go. And maybe we can get. I mean, Moses Brown. We got Hawk Purdy. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if Tom Thibodeau trusts Hawk Purdy that much. You know what I mean? I don't know if Tom Thibodeau trusts Tyler Kolek that much. Maybe offensively, but defensively, I don't know if some of these guys in our second unit that he trusts that much. And second unit got minutes tonight, but they only got up 18 points. Collectively. You know what I mean? I think that's where we're missing a lot of. You know what I mean? And right back to what you said about John about the Brunson and Cat the other night getting plenty of minutes. With them having that scoring, if we had some more scoring, 25, 27, 29 points in our second unit, and I mean, it'll help. I believe it'll help us out in some of these games that we lost, solely just to see that Orlando Magic with their second team and their third team beat their second unit came in and beat us by 50 points. I mean, beat us by 42 points. 30, what was it? 50. It was 52 to 18 or something like that. That's starting to get to me now.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing, like, I get in these other games, I get Tom Thibodeau may be feeling a certain way against OKC. Obviously, we're not even going to question that. I understand maybe feeling a certain way against Chicago. I don't understand it versus Orlando. I'm sorry. I don't care. There's nobody could tell me anything after watching tonight's game that there's no reason why Tom Thibodeau couldn't have went deeper in his bench. I know that there's different things that we deal with size wise, which is fair, but I just feel like, okay, you understand that you stagger the rotation. You don't have to worry about Deuce because Deuce is hurt. So Landry Shamet has a little bit more size on him, but yeah, if Kolek can't be out there, I mean, maybe he could be out there with Brunson here and there. If Kolek and Brunson are on the same court at the same time, along with OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and some form of a big in Precious or Sims, it's not the worst possible thing against that Orlando team that they were putting out there today. You just have to figure out the best way to stagger these guys so that the mismatches aren't as prevalent and that you do have enough defensive help out there with these guys. But you got to get a spark from somewhere. And I'm sorry, but I feel like if there was ever a night to send a lesson to your team, tonight was the night. Tonight was the night that you easily could have said, let me get my starters out of here and put these bench guys in there because at least they'll show me more effort. So I just think
as a matter of
Tibbs
fact,
missed a great opportunity.
As a matter of fact, I think you're completely 100% right, Ron, because during this game, there was a moment in the third quarter where you could have pulled Brunson out of the game, Campaign out of the game, and went with Kolek, Shamet, Hart, even though Hart was playing terrible today, didn't want to shoot the three, didn't shoot it well. And I'll give PD credit. He's stating it earlier today, and I agree. OG played horrible today. Didn't have to have his shot going. So why not move away from him and allow Mikal to be the focal point of the offense? 100% agree. And then see if you could get something from Hawk Porty and Kolek. But you can't play Hawk Porty. And there was a moment in time where you had Brunson, Shamet, and Campaign on the court, and you were undersized because Hart was playing the four. Like, there's no way you put on a lineup like that against Jonathan Isaac and Carter. And not only were they getting the rebounds, but they were also kicking it out for open threes. Cole Pope had a couple of open threes off of, a miss possessions. It's like, it's those kind of things that start to drive you insane because you're undersized. You're playing people out of their position. And then you're looking at it the complete opposite way as we got to get some offense going, but yet it's not helpful when you got no one on the defensive side to get stops.
100%. 100%. Listen,
I agree
man,
with you. I would have liked to see that.
The Knicks got some stuff they gotta have to talk about. And thankfully, what they do have, they got another experimental game, right? With Toronto, even though Toronto's gotten a little healthier, Quickly's back. And so that's not a gimme either, but at least they can kind of like mess around, right? And see if we can try something different against Toronto before you have to go on Friday and play OKC again. Because then there's no messing around. There's no messing around against OKC.
It's not only OKC; it's right after OKC.
I mean, I'm trying not even the way this team is playing, John. Now I'm back to one game at a time. I'm not even. I can't even look ahead.
You have the ability to mess around with the Raptors, right? And may mess around and lose that game if you mess around too much. But you going right at it with the Thunder and the Bucks back to back, right? And they're both home games. So you got to take care of business at home because then coming around, you have the Pistons team who's at 500 right now, playing 500 basketball.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ain't no gimmies.
I think we may be a victim of some other stuff going on here. Well, I'll get to it in a second because I want to get to the chat, and I know we got some super chats. But Sha, man, appreciate the call, brother.
You already
Always
know,
love,
man.
man.
Always love, man.
I didn't jump. I'm not jumping off the ledge yet, man. I still got confidence in this team, man. For me, I just think they need something different in the second unit right now, just to and maybe it could be as easy as like you guys both said, tonight would have been a perfect night to play Haka Purdy. You brung him up here for what? To sit on the bench. You got
Right.
Tyler there. You brung him up here to sit him on the bench, put him out
Right.
there, take the starters out, especially when they got that 6, 8, 10-point lead, to see if they can either bring us back or, let the league, get even bigger. I would have preferred to see that tonight.
That's a fact.
Thank you, guys.
I agree.
Good night.
Appreciate you, brother. Have a good night. Looking forward to the next time we see you chopping it up on Knicks Real Talk, bro.
Yeah.
You already know. Tomorrow we'll be on about 8.
All right. Sounds good. I'll tune in, bro. Take it easy.
Peace.
Peace.
Shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. I see that we got a couple super chats. First super chat is from Mr. PD himself, Parrish Duggar. Thank you for the generous super chat. He says, seems all shows will take a month longer than us B-ball fans to see Tibbs has killed this team. Brunson only took 1-3 tonight. Exhibit A, Tibbs is trash. Whew.
Yeah. Well,
rough.
Look, highlight. Let's highlight. I'm gonna highlight another thing he said, which right now is speaking a little bit of truth. Playing too many minutes and undersized is how Tibbs is destroying our team. So I don't know about destroying that. Maybe a little bit further down the line, but I'll give credit where credit is due. He is playing a lot of players that are undersized and different in the road. We got a caller. We might as well just go to it, man.
Yeah, we might as well. Caller, what's going on, caller? You are live with SKF Weekly. Your name and where you're from?
What's going on, Ron and John? It's your man from out west, on the west side, Dago, Soul Finger. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Soul Finger? What's happening, brother?
Oh, man, nothing much. I've been laying lower than the earthworm, taking it all in, seeing what's happening with this, what's been going on.
Yeah, man. Good to hear from you, Soul Finger. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh man, yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, appreciate what you and John been doing, Ron. Y'all doing the Lord's work. We appreciate you on that. Doing the Lord's work.
Appreciate you, brother. What's your thoughts, man? Before you let us in on what you had to say, this I guess is just piggybacking on what John said. What Parrish Duggar was saying. His other super chat was Tibbs is making this team unwatchable, stale, and bad. I will tell you, I do think the Knicks played well against OKC. I think the Knicks, as far as what they were doing offensively, looked good against the Bulls. But tonight's game was really bad. Tonight is definitely a stinker. This reminded me of a game that John and I went to in person last year. It was the worst game I've ever seen or been to in my life against Philadelphia. So yeah, throw this game away. I don't want to hear nothing else about this one. Go ahead, Soul Finger. My bad, brother.
Oh no. But I'm just gonna piggyback on what you were saying, because it was a rather ugly game. It's like putting lipstick on the pig and then throwing a weave on it. It was just unwatchable, man. It was just an ugly game, and I don't think it was it. I know it was you, Ron. I think you said it about daggone Sims. I've been staying positive.
Oh no, that's John's not a fan of Jericho right
now. John, yeah. And you know what? I'm with John on that. I've been trying to pull for Jericho, wait to see something, but it's bad when the whole garden is telling him to turn around, shoot, attack the ring. The crowd is yelling at the man. It's like when he's on the floor, it's really 9-on-4 if you think about it. He gets your rebounds, but
that's about it.
With him on the floor. What was the complaint before? It's packed. It's too compact. The lane is you can't move around. Don't spread the floor. It's just one of those things. You need something. For a minute that would say, well, Mitch don't do this and Mitch don't do that. Mitch will turn and attack the rim. You got to respect that. Jericho's out there like a big old paperweight, man. So it's just I don't, and I've been pulling for him. I'm like, come on, Jericho, do something. Do something. If he would just look, if the man would have turned and just threw up an air ball, I'd have been happy with that. I mean, that's sad, but I would have been happy with that at least. But it's wild. And I was just waiting for us to when we're going to go on this losing streak, because it was going to happen. I'm just waiting to see how they weather the storm. Went on 9 games. You know, we've beaten some teams in the 9 games and everything, but this is going to be a test to see what's going to happen. Doesn't help that we got the injuries, but then you can say, well, we had injuries last season, but we also don't have the same type player we had last year, if that makes sense. You know, as that would get out there and get it. Josh Hart was not his. It wasn't Josh Hart. I mean, the starters just didn't look like we were looking. And not having Cat. I mean, if Cat was to miss some significant minutes, significant time, man, we up the creek with our toilet paper, man.
Oh yeah,
man, we up there Ish Creek with our toilet paper, man. And then if you notice these last few games shooting threes, bro, we couldn't hit an elephant in the ass with an ironing board. It's been horrible, man, from the 3-point line.
Right.
It's been bad.
You know,
it's been bad.
Excuse my French. So
here's
the
thing.
Weather the storm.
And it's a big thing, because you see Josh out there hesitant to shoot the 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that also takes an offensive weapon away from the starting 5, right? When you got a player who's a part of the starting 5, who's playing the stretch 4 and is unwilling to shoot an open 3, that's a problem. He's got to be willing to take the 3, whether he makes it or not.
Yeah, you got to. It's the same thing with football. You know,
yeah.
I don't care if you're getting 1 yard at a time, you still got to run the ball. You got to still run the ball. You just can't sit back there and pass. You got to try to shoot the ball. And I don't care if your shot is not falling. If you hitting the rim, you're still giving a team a chance to get rebounds and stuff like that.
Right.
Now, in regards to Shamit's coming. Granted, he was in the G League. He did that. G League and the NBA are 2 different things. Yeah, you got their players, but there's 2 styles of talent and everything. He's still playing this stuff, and he's got to learn the ropes. He's got to relearn this team. Granted, he was there for the preseason and stuff, blah blah blah. But the season, we into the season. We're in the second quarter of the season. He's got to learn the team just like they got to learn him. So
right, Shaman needs time.
Yeah, he needs time. His defense has been all right. You know, but I would rather have these issues now. Think about it.
Right.
I know a lot of people, people are hot right now, hotter than a 6-shooter, hotter than fish grease right now because of the L's we take. But you would rather take them on the front side than take them on the back side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Once you get through these dark, because it happens. Every team goes through this. All right, it is what it is. I've been saying, look, I got this medication I've been taking, and it's been helping me get through these seasons, through the last 3 seasons. It's called Shut the Hell Up. And I take my medication, I'm serious. I take my medication.
That's some good stuff right there.
I do. And I take it once a day, once every day, twice on Wednesday. So, and it does me good,
I like
That's one reason you hadn't seen me pop around. But, and I'm not gonna bash Tibbs and everything, because he can call the plays. Many want to do it. I was one of those. And everybody knows me. I was like, man, get him up out of here, blah, blah, blah. I got to give him props. The man, I will say this, that man has forgotten more basketball than majority of us would ever know. Right now,
that's true.
We got to look at the effort and what's going on the floor, because defense is one of the main things. And the defense has been leaky, man. Let's call it
very leaky.
Yeah. Very, very. I mean, it's been straight jello. And it's when we're moving the rock, we're great. But once we start trying to gun, look, think about it. If you can't hit the 3, nothing wrong with mid-range, nothing wrong with attacking the rim. But you don't see that all the time. Now, granted, there's been some questionable calls. I've been wearing my little tinfoil conspiracy hat on when it comes to the Knicks. And hear me out. It may sound like I said, we're over in the chat, talk crazy about me. Well, it is what it is. But ever since we made that trade for Cat and how the trade went down for Cat, the NBA hasn't been happy, because the Knicks found a loophole in that. Pay these cats $1,
that's
move
true.
them on out of there.
That's true.
I was talking to Alawaz about this before. I talked to my man Ron Cleveland. Those who know him, man about it. And I said, I've been looking at it, because some of the calls that Cat would normally get, he don't get.
Right.
It's bad enough the Knicks don't get a lot of calls, as is. Because I've seen, watching it at the house, and I swear you can hear the chops come down. It sounds like a Shaw Brothers Kung Fu flick. But one of the Knicks kind of cough in the direction, it's a foul. So that's just me and my little conspiracy thing right there. But what the real problem is, man, and I'm agreeing right now, you got to open up the bench. I haven't been questioning this, but you gotta open up the bench. I know a lot, Tyler Kolek, maybe it's his defense. We know what he can do offensively. He can shoot it, he can pass it. He's a true pass first point guard. But Ron, you want on something about the size. We need more size,
Oh, yeah.
I know
that's John's thing too. I'm with you though.
Yeah. We need some. I'm one of those with size. I would like to see Precious in the starting lineup, but then what about the bench? You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have that kind of size. And then you're talking about trades. Well, we got to look at trading them as easy as you want to see. It's like walking to the store and grabbing a six-pack. It's not that easy, because now we got to look at the apron and all this, that, and the third. Who falls under here? You got to look at who fits in the chemistry and the mold of which way you want to go. So there's more things to it. But something's going to give. I would rather deal with the issues we got right now than have it on the backside. When we had all the injuries last season, I wish we would have had injuries in the beginning of the season, then turn it on in the end. So, hey, I'm cool with things happening right now. Hey, brighter days are coming.
I hear you, bro. Appreciate the call, Soulfinger. It's always good to chop it up with you, man. It's been a minute since we got to talk. Enjoy it,
always
man.
A blessing,
happy and beautiful New Year to you, bro. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm a slide back around, man. I just been laying lower than the earthworm, man, with everything that's been going on, and just taking it all in. But right now, real quick, I just want to put Sims. I just want to see Sims. I'm getting to the point. I want to see Sims go bye bye.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I
hear you.
It's hard to watch him, and I've been pulling for the young fella, but I wouldn't even put him on a bus ticket, man. Look, I get him on. The little kid, you put somebody on your handlebars and give him a ride. I'm gonna get a Huffy bike, put Sims on there, and ride him out of town, dog.
I hear you, brother. Thanks again, man. Have a great night, bro.
You do the same.
All right, bro.
Peace.
Yeah, man. This is it's a tough time right now. It's a tough time. It's a tough time.
Jose,
but it's okay.
Jose is in the background, just so he knows. We're not doing a marathon today, so let's not take any more calls.
We
get
are
out of here.
we are. Yes, we are. But I just wanted to say, shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys once again. Hello to everybody out there. Bunch of y'all have tuned in and have shown love tonight. I know there's a lot of people that aren't the happiest with what they've seen. Tonight was not a great representation of the team we root for on a daily basis. But I just want to say it's going to be better. Listen, this team is so weird. And guys, you've been a Knicks fan long enough that the Knicks can stink these past couple games, right? They can go into the next game against Toronto, even lose against Toronto, and then play OKC on Friday night and win. Like you know how this Knicks team is. It's a really weird team. So don't be surprised.
Here's the thing, though, before we say goodbye and everything like that, Ron, is that when we think about February and a trade deadline coming sooner than later, right? It's right around the corner. Are you willing to part? Is this team able to part ways with a player like Deuce McBride and Precious Achiuwa, knowing those are the two biggest commodities that we have, available commodities that we have, you know what I mean, who are proven NBA players, right? If you think about it, the others aren't proven NBA players now. They might be high. Some teams may be high on Kolek or whatever, or but we already know Shamet is on a 10-day or was on an exhibited 10-day contract, right? And so no one was looking his way. Campaign was also not being, chased over. So we really don't have that many options when it comes. And then everyone else is under contract, right? And expecting to play with us for at the very least the end of this year. So
Right.
you know what I mean? Are the Knicks a better team, or can they become a better team by moving away from one or both those guys? I don't know. It's a hard question.
I think the Knicks are in a situation where they don't have a lot of options, right? And they don't have
Right.
a lot because it's worse than we think when you really think about it, because of the fact that they are desperately trying to stay underneath that second apron. If it wasn't for that, the Knicks could make their move and just deal with it, right? Because once they hit that second apron, we're done. So they are desperately trying to stay away from that second apron, which is part of the reason why we can't even, like, we got scoring in the G League. We can't
Yeah,
even
can't bring
bring
them
up
up.
what's his face because we can't afford.
TJ
We put him
Warren.
on.
Right.
We're in trouble. Yeah, we can't put
Right.
TJ Warren on the team. So the Knicks are in a weird spot right now. We were able to finagle enough to get Cat in here, right? But now this is where it backfires on you. It's like, if you don't have enough, what are you going to do? I think that the Knicks might be in a situation where they'd be forced to trade. They got to get rid of Mitch. Like, if they need to make a trade, they got to get rid of Mitch, because Mitch is not somebody who's on the team right now, and so it's not like you're losing a valuable player that you're getting something from. He's not even on the team in essence. He's hurt. So if you trade him, you don't lose much. You can gain something from it. But then it comes down to we might have to trade Mitch if somebody even wants him. You might have
Yeah.
to add
It's
something
like,
to
what's
it.
his stock looking like, right?
What can you add to it that somebody wants? And that's where it gets a little scary, because the Knicks might be forced to trade Deuce. Hell, they might be. It might
Kolek?
not even just be Deuce. They might have to put Kolek in there too to get something to happen. And that is where it gets a little scary, because if the Knicks do make a trade like that, they got to bring back somebody that's surefire, like a guy who
Right.
is going to contribute. And who is that? Though I don't know. I don't know.
And what makes it even more difficult is that you got to match the money too,
Well,
right?
that too.
It's
I mean, the
not
Mitch money is
just the
pretty good to
player.
get out of
but
there.
correct. The Mitch money is good, but then you include a Deuce, that's money. You include Kolek, that's money, and so now you got to get a player with equal to or greater value in order to make it work. And so it's like
Right.
it's a catch-22, man. It's not it's not just like easy peasy. It's not like just a 1-for-1 type of deal. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
If I'm the Knicks, I say to myself, and I don't know if that's how they feel, but I say, Cat, and I'm just saying this, we all know this. Cat, Brunson, OG, McCall, Josh Hart are my 5 expendable. I mean, what do you call that?
Non-expendables. Untouchable.
Non-expendables, right? Yeah, they untouchables.
Right?
That's the word I was looking for. Those are 5 untouchables. They going nowhere, right? After that, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I don't know what to say.
Right. I mean, after that, we go down a large tier. Like, it's not like, see, this is the thing, right? Like, because we're keeping those guys that you just called on, right? Those are 6 quality players who are part of our core. The talent level drops down significantly,
Tremendously.
right? And
Yes.
so
So that's why I'm thinking, John, if the Knicks have to make a move, I think the only thing you can do is go best, like, look at your roster and say best talent available for what we want to try to do. We know we need more scoring. So one of the things that comes along with that is we've seen that Jalen Brunson is a facilitator, but sometimes he doesn't always facilitate. He calls his own number. We don't have a lot of playmaking outside of him, maybe with Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart to an extent. So I think Tyler Kolek is valuable. I think I would have to keep him. But outside of that, I got to keep one or the other, like Deuce or Payne. I need somebody who can play defense and give me a little punch scoring. I can't keep both of these guys. I need to upgrade somehow. So one of them can go. And then if I can get out of Mitch's deal and get him out of here, fine. If not, then Precious, I like Precious, but I will say I see the limitations in Precious's game too. I did not like the fact that we talked about Jericho Sims, who doesn't add much value to us offensively. But then there was a point in the game which I thought was ridiculous. They threw the ball to Precious underneath the basket. He dribbled it out the underneath the rim and then went out and passed it to somebody in the perimeter. Like, what do we do? If you can't score right up under the rim, that's a problem. And mind you, he was pretty good tonight shooting. He was 5 of 6. So I don't know, bro. I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going on with this team.
Right. But they have to be they just they gotta be brilliant in the way they operate if they plan to make a move during the trade deadline, because to be honest with you, I don't see a way around what we have going on, and then we do as a team, we do ourselves a disservice if we're not playing these guys like a Hawk Porty, like a Dadier, like a Kolick, because now other teams don't really know what they have in their stockpile, right? They're not given an opportunity to see them unless they're actually going to see them play in the G League. You know what I mean? And that doesn't really give you a full taste on what you could see in the NBA either. Because there is like, again, when it comes to like skill levels, there is a significant difference between the NBA and the G League. So
yeah, I mean, we got to see what they decide to do. I think that they're definitely in a situation where they realize that they have a weakness. They need more boring. I just hope they don't make a trade that might look like it helps, like a Jordan Clarkson. I mean, the guy can score, but I don't know. I don't know about him. I'm still kind of up in the air about him. I know he can score, but I just don't know if he's the answer. Maybe he is. Who knows? Maybe just putting him on this team is enough because we got other weapons. So he'll just be added to the weapons. So maybe it would be good. I don't know. But we'll see what happens.
It's always going to be in what role, right? It's always going to be about what role that a player we bring in is going to play within this Knicks team. Because to be honest, if we bring in a Jordan Clarkson, you're going to want to have to play him off the bench, but you're going to have to play him off the bench with some defensive players because he ain't the defensive
He's
stopper.
one of those. That's always the thing, John. Like when you need scoring, these guys that are out there that are available are guys that are not necessarily defenders. I mean, that's why they're expendable. That's why people are looking to move them. And so, yeah, we run into the same issue over and over. And shout out to Jeremy Nussbaum. Appreciate you, bro. I see what you're saying about the trade options and how maybe the Knicks should be moving OG. I just want to say I think OG's impact is still very, big and very quantifiable. Like the Knicks are a totally different team when OG Anunoby is playing well. And I do want to say that right now, I think OG is playing hurt. I know you'd be like, well, he looked good to me. I think OG's playing hurt. That's my opinion. I think ever since he he took that fall, he has not looked the same to me. His shot has not looked the same. Not that it was great to begin with. He's been struggling. He's shooting 35.9% from three right now this year. And last year he was shooting 38. Year before that, he was shooting 39 or whatever. So, yeah, I definitely know he's better than what we've seen. And I think he's kind of playing through it. I don't think hurt like he can't play. I just think when you saw him after he hurt that elbow, he was acting a little funny. Yeah, he was acting a little funny. So I don't know.
Yeah,
guys,
I mean, but this also calls to like players being honest with how they're feeling. If there's wear and tear, take a couple of days, man, and allow for Tibbs to find someone to fill in. And I just don't know, man. It seems odd, man. And again, OG just got a bag, so to think that another team is willing to pay that kind of money. And again, it's not a player for a player. It's also money involved in that. So you got to match the money too.
It's a tough one. All I'm saying is everything that's been said tonight, guys, no matter what we've said here, understand this. You know what I mean? The Knicks are going to be all right. They may not. The reason I think we have a lot of concern is because the bigger picture is when the Knicks have to consistently play these good teams, will we have enough to win these games down the stretch? And is this good enough to get us far in the playoffs? right now there's some holes in what we got going on. So, but there's no doubt in my mind that the Knicks are going to continue to win games, just like we're on a losing streak right now. We're going to go back on another winning streak. It's just there's some things that this shows you kind of what you have to address. This is what you have to fix. So but we'll be okay. Final words, John?
Man, as always, it's always a pleasure to be here with you, my brother. Glad to be back. It's a new year. So, we're going through our trials and tribulations as a team right now. As Knicks fans, we're struggling through this one, but we're going to be all right. And I believe in what we have on the, what we're going to be having in the court. In the coming days, it's going to see a lot. It's going to come out to be a lot better than what we're seeing today. So, I expect a playoff run. Anything less would be, a disaster season. So, man, looking forward to the next one. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you all. Stay blessed out there. Stay safe. And I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
peace.
100%, bro. And I will say thank you guys once again. Appreciate all y'all. Smash that like button if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to the show. And I hope they don't do anything rash. I don't think they would do that either. I think someone put in the chat trading OG for Jimmy Butler. I don't think they would do that. The age difference is significant. I mean, OG Anunoby is still like 26, 27 years old. To be playing the way he's playing, that's a lot of potential that you can recoup from that young man. So I wouldn't, it's not that crazy. Yeah, it's not that dire. I think the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau just has to figure out ways to get these guys going again. A lot of them are struggling. Figure out ways to get Brunson's shot going again. I don't care how good he is. Everybody struggles. Let's get Brunson going again. Let's get OG going again. And then let's just make sure that we spell these guys and give them some rest so they can be effective. Because that's the whole thing. It's not about injuries. It's about effectiveness out there. If you're too tired to execute properly, you're going to see lethargic play. You're going to see turnovers. You're going to see lack of focus. You're going to see missed shots because your shots are hitting the front of the rim with tired legs. So let's do a little better on that end. But all right, guys, as I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights for SKF Weekly at around 9 p.m.-ish when I'm rocking with my brother John and my brother Jose on the ones and twos in the background. Appreciate you, Jose. And check me out on Saturdays for Know the Ledge at 11:30. It's been Marathon Saturdays, but don't get it twisted. I'm not going to keep doing 6-hour shows. So appreciate you guys. And thank you as always. We'll catch you on the next one. Shout out to all y'all. Have a great night. Let's go Knicks. And remember, this is a great time for it right now. The ups, the downs, the good, the bad, no matter what. We are still Knicks fans. Let's go.
Facts.
Peace out. One yourself.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it's been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective Fan from the Objective Knicks Fan channel. And I'm going to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks Fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood Sweat, Soul Sports. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef from Two Knicks Chicks Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your main man.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Lodge 21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.